Oh God, the race. Oh, okay, all right, instant reactions, okay. Hello everybody, welcome back to the internet's best reactions. Today, it's the Spanish Grand Prix. Yes, I have just woken up from a slumber because my God, was that boring, but I'm not complaining because Formula One is back. Quick mention as well to our new sponsors for this series, Fanatec. Shout out to you guys, love you a long time. But let's get into your reactions. Right, let's start at the very beginning of the race where lights out and away we went. And Lance Stroll was indeed one of those that went even more than the other wenters. At Named Mini, Lance strolling into P3 after the first corner. Where did he come from? Well, I tell you, it was a serious draft going down to turn one, wasn't it? Slipstream McGee, I'm going to call it, and it was a very decent little move, which at the end enabled him to beat Perez and have a pretty solid result. So Lance Stroll, for all the haters out there calling him a pay driver, I'm pretty sure he's just kind of proverbially slapping them around the face. Got there in the end. Now with the temperatures being rather high, the track temperature soaring to 50 degrees or around there, we thought we might have another Silverstone where it was just hot, the tyres blistering everywhere, and right at the beginning we were getting very, very excited. At Drive Dead 12, Verstappen staying 1.5 behind Hamilton for more than one lap, and he sat there for a while and we thought, hello, Red Bull back at it once again. Maybe Toto Wolff wasn't lying about Verstappen being the fastest car on track. Turns out he was. But either way, we had our hopes up quite a few times at different points in the race for different reasons, but I'm sure you know what the others are. We'll get onto that. At Emilicolari. What Hamilton sees in his mirrors? Well, he did for a little while, and then he didn't, because Hamilton was very quick and drove a stunning race. We can't, fault the guy. He's doing what he can in the equipment that he has, but it's sad, and I don't like to see it because I'm a fan that likes neutral racing, and that's it, right? Thank God for Verstappen anyway. I love his team radios, and I just love the fact that he is extremely talented in that Red Bull. At Checkered R, bringing in the real big controversy here, seeing a Ferrari fighting at AlphaTauri. Well, maybe not controversy, but just pure what? Ferrari from last year to this year, it's just depressing to watch. And I just wish that they would get better. I feel like they're putting themselves in the mix with one-stop strategies until obviously Leclerc conked out, but their raw pace not very good at all. So they're kind of being forced to not do rubbish strategies. Big brain thinking. They're slower, so therefore they have more time to think about strategy. That makes sense, right? This one I'm sure will divide opinion, and I think Martin Brundle was one that said he did not like the fact that Bottas was being coached nearly every corner. At Nicole White _, hearing that Bottas's engineer is telling him what he's doing good and bad during every lap. Interesting with the two everys. But yeah, I'm not a fan of that, just purely because I think we had as well Perez asking the team how the tyres were when it should be the other way around. I do like the fact that the drivers should have a huge amount to do in the car other than just drive. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below right now. I'll give you 10 seconds to think about it. How do you feel about team orders in the race? And not team orders, but the team telling the driver exactly what's going on. I'm personally not a fan of where it is at the moment. Done it? Good. They return once again. Of course, it wouldn't be a Formula One weekend without the AWS tyre graphics. At Deakins8. AWS tyre graphics be like. There's another one. This one's very good and is in fact
who has won Tweet of the Week?
Our new Fanatec Tweet of the Week. Now, we didn't actually announce this, or at least I'm not sure if we did. I don't think we did. But the now Tweet of the Week for every episode will receive a prize from Fanatec. Yes, they are flying up on screen right now what is able to be won. But right now, at Formula Wonderland, with a 1, I remember your name because you've been in this before, the tyre graphics. If you're from the UK, you'll know this show. It's called Pointless, and it's a brilliant meme, and you win Tweet of the Week and a Fanatec prize. Congrats! We will contact you, so you need to reply. If you don't, almost Tweet of the Week will win the prize, okay? You got 24 hours. Renault had a pretty poor showing, it has to be said, this weekend. Ocon just a little bit slower than Ricciardo, and Ricciardo looked like he was doing okay, but the strategies were kind of throwing people all over the shop. And at Ashen Rune comes in with Cyril Abitbull while his new boss is around and his drivers are running 13th and 16th. I do enjoy the fact that it seems to constantly mix up this midfield. McLaren looked really strong and then they kind of tailed off a little bit, although Sainz had a really good performance this weekend. The midfield is crazy and I like it a lot, apart from Renault. They probably don't like it right now. Now, I mentioned Max Verstappen's team radios earlier on, and now we're going to talk about it because I do love listening to that man just be angry at his team over the team radio. And he actually went on a full-on rant at one point at SL_petrolhead, Max wanting to pit. He did want to be let in, and he was saying, stop focusing on the Mercedes, you should be focusing on me and us and the team. And he was just very passionate. And then, well, not passionate, God, any other word but passionate. It scarred me in my brain saying that word now. But either way, just the fact that he was saying all of this, and then his team engineer was just like, okay, Max, look, chill out. Get back in your place, mate. Just do the driving. Stop talking, all right? I mean, there's a little spicing of little edginess, spikiness from the radio person there. Radio person, great terminology. But yeah, just a little spikiness. I don't know why are you doing that with spikiness? I'm an idiot. At @the_pieface, Verstappen angry radio messages. AWS graphics, 50% wear. I'm not done. There is another one. Hold on, I will find it. Here it is. At Arzarina. Chances of Matty WTF1 complaining about the tyre graphics on WTF1. 100% on every single tyre. Here I am. Get rid of them. They are useless. They are the most pointless pieces of information I've ever seen. I don't know why they do it or how they make up these numbers. They just sat there and they've gone, oh no, Bottas understeered a little bit through turn 3 there. 20% on his front right. Yeah, no, that's definitely going to work. I'm losing it. My phone is safe this week. AWS tyre graphics need to go. I don't mind the fact that sponsors need to be integrated into the broadcast. Fine, let's get that involved. But let's give us actual information we can ingest, digest, and actually gives us purposeful things that tell us about the race. Those percentages are absolute crap. Rant over. I think I'm done on the AWS tyre graphic ranting now. We move on to an amazing moment in the race, actually. One thing that, I was like, oh, hello. And it was, well, at the Bugado, Red Bull pit crew, 1.9 second stop. And then they had a 2.0 second stop for Verstappen again. That's 3.9 seconds Verstappen was stationary at any point during the race. That is absolutely phenomenal, apart from obviously the start of the race, but that doesn't count. Great work from the Red Bull mechanics. Nice. Now, the fights in the midfield were great. There were lots of trains, different tyre strategies, and it actually piqued my interest in the midpoint of the race. However, there wasn't really much going on out front. And then we had a little thing that just popped into commentary, rain. Where was that? Where was the talk of that before the race? And then it was, massive dark clouds. At Shapansi, seeing the grey clouds, and maybe this can be an interesting race with some late rain. Anyone see that little graphic right at the end? When it was about lap 50, when Ferrari had predicted it, and we saw pretty much a tsunami go just to the left of the track. I swear F1 are in a bubble where they just never get hit by the rain. No matter where they go, Lewis Hamilton could walk into a torrential thunderstorm and sun, and just no rain would be just on top of him. Everywhere else, so wet. The path would dry out as he walks. Do you get my point? F1 needs more rain. Please. Weather. I mentioned Sainz had a very good race. Well, we got a tweet about him. @NameRizvi. Sainz don't give a what about who's behind him. I like the way that that's worded. Very nice name. But Sainz was on a mission today and pretty much outperforming that McLaren. Norris looked like he'd pretty much had the upper hand over the last couple of races, but Sainz has hit back, and I love that teammate rivalry. How is it going to evolve when Norris and Ricciardo are teammates next year? It's mouthwatering. @Emily Ellaby, me every lap waiting for rain. I know I just mentioned rain and I changed it to something else, but now we're back to rain because that's pretty much how the tweets were coming in at that point. As soon as rain is mentioned, everyone's doing the rain dance. So tweets have to be involved with rain. @crash_net_F1. This was very good, actually. Red Bull, I think I forgot something. If you forgot, then it wasn't important. Yeah, you're right. Just Alex Albon out on hard tyres. Well, what were they doing? They put him on a terrible tyre and in a train. I mean, I'm not going to, completely say that Albon is not at fault here. He could have qualified a bit better, could have had a bit more pace, and therefore wouldn't have fed back into that DRS train. But at the same time, Red Bull weren't giving him any kind of favours by popping him in there. And he did a few good moves. He at one point said that Sainz was dangerous, where I'm not liking the fact Alex Albon just goes for the most audacious, risky moves. And then as soon as the gap is closed, it's dangerous, mate. I was going around the outside at turn 47 and he's just completely swiped me. But no, Alex, you're not entitled to space everywhere, okay? I am a big fan of you and I want you to do well, but please don't think that the outside of every corner is your room, okay? We're going to end up with a crash. Austria. And finally, a word on Sebastian Vettel. At Hits Fox, Seb having to do everything himself like. It's actually saddening to hear, just through the team radio, they don't have to say, Vettel doesn't have to say anything, although he isn't exactly the most complimentary about Ferrari anymore, but just over the team radio, the team coming over to him saying, you know, can you take the softs to the end of the race? And he's like, well, I've just asked you that. We were trying to have that conversation, now you're asking me? There's 17 laps to go and I've already had 24 laps or however many it was on the tyres. So it does feel like Ferrari have given up on Sebastian a little bit, which is very saddening for a 4-time Formula 1 world champion to be just cast aside like this. But he still had a pretty fantastic race, it has to be said, finishing P7. But I want him to do better. Poor Sebastian, he's a nice guy. My favourite Instagram post of the week, very simple but very effective, from F1 Meme Mechanics, the rain today at Barcelona. That sums it up. It was looking head-on collision with the circuit. Then we get a next update and it's just gone, just going to pop over to the left and not give you any precipitation whatsoever. I'm fine, I'm okay. Just don't promise us rain. We need it. Social Media Team Championship time now. Who has scored points? I can tell you there is a new point scorer in town. Let's get into it. Who's in the top 3? In third place we have Haas F1 team. They just stroll into the picture. Like it. We tweeted bold predictions ahead of the race today. They said Haas won too. Simple, effective, and they're trying. I like the fact that they haven't really had any social media presence and now they are popping up with a bit of banter here and there. So there you go. Haas, you get a point. Well done. In second place, BWT Racing Point Formula 1 team! They're back again, they never don't score. This was actually after Max Verstappen's massive rant on the team radio. They came with Team Radio Max Verstappen. Gentlemen, a short view back to the past. Brilliant stuff. 2 points. And now you're probably wondering, how on earth is a team going to outdo what Racing Point has just done? That was great banter. Well, this. Mercedes AMG F1. We wish they'd stayed 2 metres apart here in 2016. Of course, Hamilton and Rosberg having a chat. Amazing stuff. Great vid. Nothing else to say, really. Mercedes, you get the full marks. That's 1 point for Haas F1 team, 2 points for BWT Racing Point Formula 1 team, and 3 points for Mercedes AMG F1. Congrats!
And now it's time for Race Rundown with your host, Matthew Gallagher.
Here we go then, race rundown time. We have 19 finishes. Let's hope I get it done straight away. Here we go. The finishes of the Spanish Grand Prix were Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Stroll. Just annoy myself, just my own voice, disgusting. Right, Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Stroll, Perez, Sainz, Vettel, Albon, Gasly. I've forgotten how to read. Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Stroll, Perez, Sainz, Vettel, Albon, Gasly, Norris, Ricciardo, Kvyat, Ocon, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Giovinazzi, Russell, Latifi, Grosjean. I couldn't even speak it that slowly. Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Stroll, Perez, Sainz, Vettel, Albon, Gasly, Norris, Ricciardo, Kvyat, Ocon, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Giovinazzi, Russell, Latifi, Grosjean. Boom. Boomtown, boomtown, boomtown. That's like, what, 3rd time? Easy. It's like I've done it 40 times and I still haven't mastered the art. Nice. And the non-finishers were Leclerc. I don't want to talk about it. Leclerc was having a great race and then he didn't finish because stupid Ferrari problems. Leclerc. And Grosjean should have also not finished because he drove really, really dangerously and he's the chair of the drivers meeting person thing, like the drivers association thing, and he's like, stop crashing, and then he's the one that's going, well, stop it. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching the internet's best reactions to the Spanish Grand Prix, and thank you to our new sponsors for this series, Fanatec. If you want to get involved next time, use the hashtag WTF1 on social media, and we will choose the very best ones to be featured in 2 weeks' time. What on earth are we going to do with a week's break? I'm so used to Formula 1 every single weekend. We'll see you then for Belgian Grand Prix. I missed out of the, doesn't matter. Bye-bye!